Good afternoon. Welcome back to Near Post Flick On. I think one thing's for certain. Listen, Arsenal are looking absolutely incredible at the moment. They are looking unstoppable, and they've proved it once again over the weekend by absolutely destroying Tottenham Hotspur. It was an unbelievable performance, and you've got to give credit where credit is due. And I think Arsenal deserve a lot of credit. And I've said it, they are the team to beat. They definitely are the team to beat. And with this round of games just going the way it's gone, you can't bet against Arsenal winning the league. You just can't because it's crazy. All the other teams around them just seem to be losing games, barring Chelsea. Liverpool have lost. Again, not great. I don't know what's going on over there. And I won't be surprised if Arne Slot is sacked before Christmas. It will not surprise me if he's sacked before Christmas because that team, I don't know what's happening. They've spent a whole heap of money, and the players that they've brought in, they just don't seem to be performing. I mean, you could argue and say, okay, cool. You need to give them time to. You need to give them time to kind of settle in and hopefully hit the ground running. But then you kind of contrast that to Arsenal, who have spent close to £1 billion, I'd say. Okay, maybe a slight exaggeration there, but they've spent a lot of money. They've spent a lot of money, but they are getting a return from their investment. They are getting a return from their investment. A marquee signing was Eberechi Eze. And look what he's done. He's been on form. He's been on fire. He's only just scored a hat-trick against Tottenham. I mean, Tottenham were awful. We'll come to Tottenham in a moment, but I think, yeah, if you look at the players that Arsenal brought in, they are doing a job at the moment. They are delivering. And you know what? They have got the squad. They've got the squad to actually go all the way. They've got the squad to go all the way. And I tell you what, Tottenham didn't have a chance in that game. They did not have a sniff in that game. A great goal from Richarlison, and it's always annoying when you score a spectacular goal, but you're still on the receiving end. But I think Eze deserves a lot of credit for his performance. I'd give him man of the match. I thought it was absolutely outstanding. His finishing was top tier. He didn't mess about on any of those chances. And they just look so strong, Arsenal. They just look so strong. And mind you, that is an Arsenal side without Gabriel. You know, that's an Arsenal side without Gabriel. And I think if Richarlison hadn't have scored that, 40-yard lob, it probably would have finished 4-0 to Arsenal, to be honest with you. It probably would have ended 4-0 to Arsenal. So Arsenal are still looking pretty solid in the back. They haven't lost that shape. The spine of the team is still there. They're still solid in goal, solid in the defence, solid in midfield, and definitely solid up front. And they look absolutely dangerous. So it's going to, if Arsenal bottle this championship, if they bottle this title this time round, I don't know what to say. It's got to be the biggest bottle job of all time because the way that they're performing and the way that they're getting their victories and the way they're performing, you just got to commend it. I can't see them losing this. I just can't see them losing this. I think they should just give them the title, to be honest with you. Give Arsenal the title, wrap up the Premier League in red ribbons and take it down to the Emirates because I think it's over. It's over. Liverpool aren't going to catch them. They're done. They're finished. It's over for Liverpool. Manchester City, who I thought may, push Arsenal. It could be a two-horse race between Manchester City and Arsenal, but they're not consistent. They lost as well. They lost at the weekend, and you think to yourself, well, how is Manchester City losing? You know, you think to yourself, games that Manchester City should be winning, they're losing. Okay, yes, Newcastle away, it's always a tough game, yeah, but this is Manchester City. This is Pep Guardiola. They know how to get victories, but it's just not aligning for them for some weird reason. So the stars are aligning for one team and one team only, and that's Arsenal. They are grinding out results. They're getting results. As I said before, they're playing with flair. They know how to switch it up. They are a solid team. And as I say, if they do not win this Premier League this season, they would have to go down as a squad as the biggest bottle jobs of all time because the league is theirs to lose. No, but they're not under pressure. There is no pressure. All the teams around them are shit. They're doing rubbish. They're not doing anything at all. So the Premier League is Arsenal's to lose. And if they don't walk away with the title, then they have to go then as a collective as the biggest bottle jobs of all season. I mean, of all time. They have to go down as the biggest bottle jobs of all time. And it's a scenario that they've been in before. But the difference is that the teams around them are just not performing. But anyway, great result for Arsenal. Absolutely bossed the North London derby. 4-1 victory against Spurs. To be honest, going into the game, I didn't really fancy Spurs to do anything in that game. A draw would have been a great result for Spurs away from home. But it was always going to be one-sided, but I just didn't expect that level of performance from Arsenal. As I say, Eze was absolutely incredible. I think he deserved the Man of the Match award, hat-trick, and he's a new signing, but there is a player that's hit the ground running. And it's ironic because he chose Arsenal over Tottenham. He chose Arsenal over Tottenham, and look at the difference he's making. Tottenham could do with a player like Eze. Someone that just comes in, gets their head down, and just gets the job done. He lets the football do the talking. He's not a striker. That's a midfielder bagging a hat trick in a North London derby. What can I say? Tottenham fans will be disappointed. Tottenham fans will want more from their team. I think Thomas Frank maybe went a little bit too defensive. I think he had three defenders in the back. Maybe that was a wrong choice, but then again, you are away from home. But Tottenham's away from this season has definitely been very good. So, you know, that's down to the manager's decision, and it's the manager that picks the players. I would have liked to have seen Xavi Simon starting, but he didn't. So, yeah, because Tottenham lacked creativity in there as well. And they just didn't turn up. Nothing from Kudos, nothing at all. Nothing at all. So Thomas Frank, the Spurs supporters and fans alike will definitely be asking questions. I don't think they're going to be screaming out for Thomas Frank to get sacked at the moment. Now, I think we're a mile away from there. It's not even close. I think more so Arne Slot will definitely be feeling some pressure. I think he's more likely to get the sack if things do not change at Liverpool than Thomas Frank getting a sack at Tottenham. Whatever happens, Tottenham will have a better season than they did, barring the trophy, but we're talking about the league. In terms of the league, Tottenham will definitely have a better season this time round than last season. I mean, last season they finished 17th. They're definitely going to finish in the top 10, but I think the fans will definitely just want a better performance, especially against your bitter rivals. Tottenham didn't do nothing. They didn't show up. They didn't do anything. It's poor performance from Spurs. We all look as neutrals and whatnot. We all look forward to the North London derby, but that was so one-sided. It was unbelievable. An absolute thrashing, an absolute beating. Credit to Arsenal. I just think they're champions, and it's just a matter of time before they get crowned. But it's not over yet. Yes, we still got the whole of the winter to go through. Then you got spring, and then of course you come into May before the deciders, if you like, the deciding factor. But if Arsenal carry on the way they're going, they've got strength in depth, so they don't even have to worry about injuries because that squad is, it's a well recruited, well assembled squad. So even if they had injuries, they've got players that can come in to cover those injuries. So I think Arteta has definitely done his homework, and Arsenal are 1000% the favourites for the title. They are the favourites, and it's looking like Arsenal may be crowned champions in May. Some Chelsea fans may beg to differ. Chelsea are second in the league at the moment. But are Chelsea strong enough to be serious title contenders? I don't think so. I think it's Arsenal's to lose, but we'll see how it goes. There's still, lots more games to play, and I'm sure some of the European competitions and the other cup competitions may play a factor as well. But we'll see how it goes. But for now, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.